Well, surprise, surprise, everyone's still mad at America just because we tanked the global economy and started World War III and brought back all the diseases from the Dickens novels. Like, grow up. You know, like you've never had a 250-year manic episode. But we're not the only country having a mentee bee right now, okay? Other countries can also be a little delulu. For instance, the Danish. They're more than just a pastry. I mean, you know, not much more, because those little freaks love to bake.
When it comes to winning votes, politicians overseas are turning up the heat. In Denmark, they're campaigning in the sauna, sweating for support ahead of a general election next week.
It's important for us politicians to meet people in a different way so that they can see that we are real human beings.
This is how you're proving you're real human beings? By cornering me while I'm naked in a wooden box? Okay, let's talk about your tax policy sometime when my asshole isn't sweating. Which, for the record, is almost never. You people are lucky you're Scandinavian. This only works in a country where everyone is hot. Can you imagine Chuck Schumer emerging from the mist? You know, glasses halfway down his balls, trying to convince you to give him $5? Unsubscribe, Chuck. Stop. The sauna is a sacred place where you go to decompress and try to ignore the straight married guys jerking each other off next to you. So, yeah, maybe our politicians are constantly asking us for money, but at least it's not while we're counting their liver spots. So sorry, Denmark, that is so not our problem. But when you think about European perverts, it's not usually the Danish. You know, it is usually, say it with me, the French. And their election season is also, as they would say, happening right now.
A local mayor's race in France is gaining worldwide attention because of the names of the two candidates facing off against each other. Hitler versus Zielinski.
Okay, nobody laugh, okay? This town desperately needed to find a new leader after the untimely death of Mayor Kanye von Epstein. Mr. Hitler, you've been dealt a rough hand here, and I think you've got to do what all the world's biggest divas do. You just got to go by one name, you know, like Cher or Goofy. You can just be Charles, because there's no way France is going to elect a guy named Hitler.
Hitler has been re-elected as mayor.
Wow, I never thought I'd say this, but congratulations, Hitler. So, yeah, maybe America elected a senator whose first name is Mark Twain, but a mayor named Hitler? Sorry, France, that is ce n'est un problème. But Europe's not the only continent with problems. There's also a weird story out of Africa. And I'm not talking about the white girl from your high school who went on a mission trip and dug half a well.
Kenyan authorities arrested and charged a Chinese national with attempting to smuggle 2,200 live ants in his luggage.
The smuggling is part of a larger global market of so-called ant aficionados, who are willing to pay large sums of money for ant colonies in order to watch their complex social behavior up close.
Ugh. Ant aficionado? Just give me a second, gonna swipe left on that profile. Who knew the insect community had douchebags? I mean, these guys are trafficking ants because they want to watch social behaviors up close. I'll tell you what they're not seeing up close: titties. Now, yeah. The good news is he was punished for his crimes. I believe he was sentenced to death by a giant magnifying glass. But this is such a foreign problem. You don't see Americans smuggling ants out of Africa because we got into all that trouble in the past for smuggling people. So, yeah, our health secretary might have a worm in his brain, but at least he didn't have to sneak it through customs. Sorry, Africa, but bug smugglers are so not our problem. And finally, let's move on to everyone's favorite boutique dictatorship, North Korea.
North Korean leader Kim Jong Un struck a defiant tone, announcing his country has achieved permanent and irreversible status as a nuclear power. His daughter, Kim Jong Un, appeared by her father's side at the military parade that followed. Father and daughter were wearing matching black leather jackets, and her presence will only fuel further speculation that the teenager, believed to be around 13 years of age, is being groomed for leadership.
Wow, okay, girl dad. God, can you imagine how stressful it is to teach your teenager how to drive a tank? He's just standing there like, clutch, clutch, now fire! That's my girl. But I can't believe North Korea is gonna have a female president before us, even if she is a Nepo baby. Get your shit together, Maud Apatow. But you know who else really loves Kim Jong Un? North Koreans. You can practically hear them shouting, hooray, hooray, can we eat those flags? I don't know if 13-year-olds should be dictators. They should be on TikTok calling me Unk because I wear skinny jeans, or as I like to call them, jeans. Good luck with Daddy's little despot. Fortunately, having a nuclear North Korea that will soon be in the hands of a teenage girl is... Actually, that is definitely our problem.